Hi, we're from LIFE ElderCare.
Oh, yes. Come in.
I'm Anthony.
And I'm Sarah. Do you want us to take our shoes off before we come in?
No, you're good. Come in.
Great.
This film is a general overview of how to best conduct a LIFE ElderCare home visit. Studies have shown that the needs of frail older people are not always well met by a typical office-based primary care model. We do not take the place of medical office visits, but we do provide health and wellness education, risk prevention strategies, and help clients get as many of their social service needs met as possible. There are two primary pieces to the foundation of conducting a quality home visit. The first is truly understanding the unique needs of each client. If they trust that the person coming to their home sincerely cares for their well-being, they will usually be straightforward about their challenges, allowing you to provide interventions that make sense to them. And if they make sense to the client, the likelihood of them making sustainable, positive change is significantly higher. Knowing how to establish that trust is just as important a skill as knowing how to interpret a blood pressure reading. The second key to a quality visit is your power of observation. This means subtly and respectfully watching behaviors and taking stock of their environment, which may describe a more complete story. Take a moment to review the client's details and notes in Salesforce before you arrive at their home. It may include important information that will help you understand the client's current health status or support system and avoid putting them through repetitive questions. When you get to the home, start observing right away. Do things look relatively maintained, or are there signs of serious neglect? Are there broken necessary household items like clogged drains, burned out light bulbs, or broken appliances? Is there moldy or expired food around? Take note of whether they're shuffling or tripping as they walk. Do they seem depressed? Are they reluctant to leave the house? If you notice cognitive issues like confusion or extreme memory issues, note it so staff can make sure they get connected with their primary care provider. Your goal is to quietly observe as much as you can while authentically engaging with the clients. It will only be once you understand the client as fully as you can that you can start an informed conversation about changes that need to be made. We recommend you take your notes directly into the client's Salesforce file, letting them know early on in the conversation that you'll be doing so, and that you'll be letting them know what you're taking note of. If it is difficult to use the computer while conversing, feel free to jot down notes and transcribe later.
Can I get you anything to drink? Some tea? Water?
Oh, no thanks, I'm good.
Actually, a glass of water would be great. Can I help?
No. I got it. I don't have much company over anymore, so I'd like to make a little fuss about it.
Thanks for having us over. We really do enjoy these visits and hope you do too. How would you like for me to address you?
Maxine's fine.
It is important to ask how a client would like to be addressed to make sure they are comfortable. We don't want to make assumptions about gender pronouns, relationship status, or any other preference.
By the way, we're going to be taking some notes on the side here just so that we don't forget anything. Our basic goal is to figure out what you need and work with you to get those needs met.
Great, thank you.
And just so you know, everything that we talk about today is completely confidential, except if there's some information about you hurting yourself or other people, okay?
Yeah, that's great, thank you.
So, how's your day going so far?
What was that?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so old, my hearing's going, you know.
Remember to speak in a louder decibel without shouting and speak clearly while facing the client directly as you speak.
Actually, could I turn the television off so that we can hear each other just a little bit better?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So I was asking you, how are you doing today so far?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've had better days. I didn't sleep so well last night.
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry to hear that. Tell me more.
Well, I tried to go to sleep at 10 o'clock, but that's hard. Hard. Then I wake up in the middle of the night and my head goes racing.
It's so frustrating. What do you think might help with that? Have you tried anything?
Well, I used to walk with my friend, a couple of afternoons, and that seemed to wear me out enough to make me sleep through the night. But I don't walk much anymore.
So it sounds like exercise really helped. What do you think might get you walking again?
Well, I used to have a friend to walk with, but he died last year, and I don't want to walk alone. Besides, I don't think my legs are strong enough anymore.
Really sorry to hear about your friend. Do you think you might be able to try walking with someone else? Life has a friendly visitors program with lots of volunteers that need walking buddies or checkers buddies or all kinds of things.
Well, I suppose I could try that.
Great. So we can have Linda call you maybe over the next week or so to talk to you more about that. And while we're at it, it would probably be a good idea for you to check in with your doctor's office. Do you remember the last time that you spoke with them?
Remember not to pile a lot of new things on them at one time. Believe it or not, saying things like a week or so typically makes the person feel more comfortable, unless, of course, they request the service to start sooner.
And we can come back next week at the same time and show you a few gentle chair exercises to strengthen your legs.
Great.
Sometimes elders are worried they might be deemed unfit to live alone and be forced to leave their home. So it's important to assure them you are there to make sure they have all they need to remain living at home. Research finds that almost 90% of older adults strongly wish to age at home. Life ElderCare is here to try and make that a reality by gathering as many services as they need for optimal health and connection with others. You may be asked to gather the client's activities of daily living, or ADLs, along with their IADLs, or independent activities of daily living. These are the commonly accepted standard ways of understanding someone's levels of functionality and independence using basic tasks that are vital to maintaining daily life. Some are of a personal nature, but hopefully you've built a bit of a rapport with the client so that they feel comfortable answering them. Of course, if they do not wish to answer, that is always their prerogative.
So to tell you a little bit about Life ElderCare, we realize that most older adults want to live independently at home as they age, and sometimes just need a little bit of help for the basic things that they need for day-to-day life to do so. So we provide services such as exercises and other health programs to help you get through that daily life. And for the things that we can't offer that you need, we can help you find them. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions?
Questions, yes. Can you clean my house for me?
Unfortunately, no. But we sure can help you find someone who can.
Oh, good, because I just can't keep up with it anymore.
For those chores, do you need help with just big chores, or do you need help with day-to-day tasks? How much are you able to do on your own still?
Well, I do the dishes, and I sweep up a bit, but that's about it.
Okay, gotcha. Actually, that answers one of the questions I was going to ask you, so thank you. And I'm going to be asking you a few more questions just to get a sense of what you need for your basic life that we all need to do from day to day. So tell me about preparing meals. Do you cook your own meals?
Well, I don't cook much anymore, but I can warm up meals when my neighbor brings the groceries over.
I see. So you haven't been shopping in a while?
Listen to how the student follows the conversation naturally. The question about housekeeping is 5th on the list, and the question about shopping is the 8th, but it arose naturally and the students followed through. The same style of interviewing happened when they spoke with the client about her sleep, which led to their discussion about walking and a visitor. It is very effective and personal to work that way. It shows you're listening to the client rather than just reading a list of questions. This kind of interviewing is the core of conducting a person-centered home visit. Just like each of you, each client is a unique human being with history and inherent value. In regard to the observation aspect, the entire time you are there, you are noticing things. Don't be afraid to ask them about it if you see something that might be concerning.
And what about managing bills and mail?
Oh, I can do that okay.
Yeah.
I write out my checks and mail them. One of the things I find is hard is getting enough stamps.
Oh, well, because I see that you have quite a pile of mail right there.
That's my dun pal.
Oh,
But I do have difficulty getting enough stamps.
just like the grocery shopping, right? Yeah. Well, Life actually has a program. It's a transportation program for folks who may have a little bit of trouble getting around to their medical appointments or going shopping and things like that. For example, if you needed a little extra help navigating sidewalks or reaching for things on the shelves in grocery stores. And you're 81, so it turns out you automatically qualify for that program. Does that sound good?
Sounds good, but I can't pay for that.
Oh, but it's free.
Free?
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
If you ever feel uncomfortable or unsafe during a home visit, you have the absolute right to end it at any time. If you are uncertain about an issue and want to check in about something before you make a decision, always feel free to call your supervisor and check in. And if you see the need to call 911 for an emergency, please do this and then reach out to your instructors or life staff as soon as it is safe to do so. Your safety is just as important as the client. Keep in mind that sometimes a client may be having a bad day, didn't sleep well, or is grumpy, in pain, or confused about who you are and why you are there. Don't take this personally. It's not because of you. You are there as an observer. The skill of engaging with clients comes easily for some people and not so much for others. You may need to practice, and that's okay. Just remember to be open, authentic, and caring. Every person you meet will teach you something just as you provide them with care and services. Enjoy this opportunity, and thank you so much for being an integral part of advancing Life ElderCare's mission to empower older adults to live with independence and interdependence.